Yobachi 2007 for men's mind state and cultural reviews. And we're going to get into this video pretty quickly. We're going to hear about some men in China and how they're handling the modern women of their society. If you could, go ahead and like, subscribe, and notification bell coming through the door. And let's get right into this video.
Simps among boys in China now. If they see that you have good qualities, they will take the initiative to approach you. If you want to test him, for example by being deliberately aloof and not responding to his messages, hoping that he will chase you for a while longer, you might think that because the pursuit is difficult, he will cherish you more. However, if you do this, don't expect him to cherish you. Many boys will immediately stop paying attention to you. Boys are just that realistic now, and when girls think they should wait a bit longer, they often end up disappointed.
我发现现在来相亲的男生都魔怔了。
I found that the guys who come to blind dates nowadays are a bit extreme. They all say they are no longer willing to be simps. I thought, that's good, gender equality, mutual understanding, mutual respect, right? But guess what? One guy told me that when he chats with a girl, he finds that he has sent 2 more messages than the girl, and then he says he doesn't want to be a simp anymore. If the girl doesn't reply to him within 15 minutes, he deletes her. If the girl says she is busy and can't answer the call, he blocks her directly. If they arrange a date and the girl can't make it, he disappears completely. Aren't we going a bit overboard with this simp thing?
All right, it sounds like Chinese men are standing on business. They have their standards and they're not going to settle. So this is really good. Yeah, so if women are just trying to use men, these guys are definitely doing the right thing and not allowing themselves to be used by these women just as objects, as financial objects. So women see men as sexual objects. I mean, men may see women as sexual objects, but women not only also see men as sexual objects, but they see them as financial objects, just to be used, just to be taken advantage of for their utility, whether it's financially or from doing labor just on the woman's behalf to come help her out of situations or to do work around her house for her car, whatever have you. And so these men are not allowing themselves to be used anymore. So this is right. I'm on that second piece where they were talking about they're not going to basically we're talking about double texting and a woman answering you in 15 minutes. I mean, I'm not being that extreme because I don't care about somebody answering me right away. I don't expect them. I don't. If somebody expects me to answer them within some certain time frame, I'm not gonna deal with you anyway because I get back to you when I get back to you. That's what texting is for, as opposed to a phone call where I can respond to you when I have a chance. So I get busy with things or whatever I'm doing. I don't live in my phone, so I'm not worried about somebody texting right back. But if that's the standard that men want to set conceptually, I'm all for men setting standards and sticking to what they want and not taking any crap from these women. That's the way it should be, especially since women have abused men in these years with this kind of nonsense. It's like we got Chick-Tow, Chinese going their own way. I had videos on these last year. A lot of this stuff, particularly with leftover women and men going their own way. Let's see some more here. It's still kicking up, and we'll take a look at some others.
China's economic downturn has not only hit businesses, but it's also reshaping social relationships. A recent incident in Liaoning reflects how these changes are playing out in daily life. 3 young women went out for a barbecue late at night. Throughout the meal, they kept calling male friends, asking them to join for drinks. Unfortunately, none of the men agreed to the invitation, and no one showed up. When it was time to pay, the restaurant owner discovered that the 3 women couldn't cover a bill of just over 200 yuan. So what?
I ran a bar myself. They said they had no money.
You're bullying young girls.
Who's
Just as crazy. So toxic women are the same everywhere. You hold them to any account and they try to call it bullying. This is what women love to do. They love to try to flip the script. They gaslight you about anything. These women are in the wrong. They're basically stealing from this business by taking services and not paying. And then when simply asked to pay their bill, they try to call it bullying and pretend like they're the victims, but they're not the victims. They're the vindictive perpetrators. and you got to keep your foot on these women's neck as far as holding them to account for their terrible and toxic behavior. You can't allow this to slide, and I'm glad they're not here.
Who's bullying you? You drank 5 or 6 bottles of beer, ate your fill, and now can't pay 200 yuan? People are laughing. It's embarrassing.
In the video, a woman squatted on the ground, arguing with the owner while frantically messaging friends for help. The restaurant posted the footage online, which quickly sparked a heated debate. Viewers mocked the women, suggesting that they had planned to find someone to pay for them. Some praised the absent men for refusing, believing that they had likely been taken advantage of before.
All right, so I want to praise those men too. That's good, holding it down again. Men standing on business. This is the way. We all need to be Mandalorians. This is the way. So I want to look at that 200 yuan and see what we got here. What is that in USDA? I think it's about $25 or so. $28.08. These broke betties ain't had $21.08 to pay for their own meal. Between three of them, they could come up with 28 bucks. And this is what a lot of women, what we see in America likewise. These women online, and even that you deal with in personal life, and they get to popping off at the mouth talking about, I need a man to pay this, that, and the other to be able to date me. That big forehead, Klingon looking woman who's been going around, a sister on the internet recently, or videos gone around talking about how you have to pay because she's not having free conversations. You have to send her money to get her hair done just to even talk to her because they're broke. Right? They can't afford to pay for their own stuff. You know, they're talking about, I pay for my grass to get cut, and I pay for my gym membership, and I pay to do my hair, my nails, and to brush my teeth and wash my face and put on clothes. I mean, it's just ridiculous. They're talking about things they do to be adults, and they want somebody else to pay for their basic living needs, and it's just because they're trying to live above their means, or they're just outright broke, and men should not be subsidizing these broke betties. If you broke, just say you broke. Drizzle, drizzle. But we ain't paying for you. Those Super Saiyan simp days are over. Let's hear some more about that in this video.
Others pointed out a wider trend. When women invite men out, especially at the last minute, the expectation is often that the man will cover the bill. This incident highlights the collapse of what some have called the simp economy, referring to men who spend money, time, and effort on women without receiving genuine affection in return. With the economic slowdown, more men are refusing to play this role, leaving women who relied on such behavior caught off guard. One striking example involved a woman who tried to take advantage of a blind date. On her first meeting, she ordered nearly 30,000 yuan worth of seafood. Halfway through the meal, the man excused himself to take a phone call, but he never returned. He blocked her on social media, leaving her with the entire bill. I've never met such a shameless man. You say you have no money, but then why even go on a date? Yesterday, this man promised to take me to dinner. I ordered seasonal dishes like king crab, black tiger prawn, and sea cucumber. Then, seeing the menu was good, I ordered more sea cucumber and even packed extra for my friends. I also ordered more king crab to take home for my brother to try. He was still cheerful at the start, but after the meal, he said he needed to take a call. I waited 2 hours and he never came back. I called him, but he still didn't answer, and then he blocked me. What kind of person does that? In the end, I had no choice but to pay with my credit card. 28,000 yuan. He just disappeared completely. This guy is unbelievable. Next time, I'll be more careful with blind dates and won't meet such a scumbag again.
See, here they go again. There's more of it. More of the shaming, the gaslighting, the flipping the script. He's the scumbag because you tried to get over on him. Tried to spend all that. They said what, 30,000 yuan? Let's go check our calculator again. I think it ended up being 28,000. They said the second time, so they rounded down to. Messed up there somewhere. Let's calculate there. So $4,000 for one date, and she's getting food for her friends, for her brother, trying to take advantage and rip this man off, and he played her perfectly. He set her up, he let her keep ordering, he excused himself to go make a phone call and dip the set. Perfectly played, my brother. We rocks with that. That's what it's about. Not taking this foolishness from these foolish women who are only out here to use men. And that's what it is with a lot of women. They're only out here to try to use men, and men should not allow that to happen. Again, it's shame, insults, guilt, and the need to be right. These are the only tools that these modern women have in their tool bag because they have no substantive argument. They are not decent or substantive people. They aren't women worth your time. And men, you have to know your value and not allow women to drain you of that value by allowing these low value broke betties into your realm. And you should not be putting up with or believing that is a man's job. This is not providing. This is luxury uh, luxury performance, and men should not be performing for women, especially not to give them luxuries. Some nobody women who doesn't deserve it. You can't see her face totally, but you can see this ain't the nah. She ain't it. This is crazy. Let's get into our last clip of the day.
Last April, a matchmaking event in Hangzhou invited 1,000 people. Hundreds of women showed up, but only a handful of men came. The scene was very awkward. Some men left early when they saw how few men there were. In early December last year, a matchmaking event was held in a five-star hotel in Wuhan. About 800 well-dressed women attended, but not a single man showed up. Men could enter for free, but women had to pay 3,800 yuan each. In total, the women spent over 300,000 yuan, but no men came. It was a matchmaking event with no matches. Some say quality men don't need to go to matchmaking events because they can find partners easily.
Exactly what I've said before. Men who already got it don't need to go because they can get it without going through this foolishness and spending their money and wasting their time doing something they're not interested in doing, being around a bunch of batty women, a bunch of desperate women when they don't need to go through all this to get the women. And all the other men are going to go to a humiliation ritual for women to tell us everything that we're not, that they deserve, and that they aren't going to settle for. So why would any men go? It makes no sense. And so men aren't going to these in China, and men aren't going to these type of events in the West. So it's kind of the same thing, one way or the women should just get the picture already.
Men don't go to these. Men do not go to singles events. Stop paying money to go to singles events. Men don't go. Stop it.
So again, it's happening in the East and it's happening in the West. Men don't go. She told y'all the truth. Stop it. Stop. Stop it. Men don't go to those, and men shouldn't. Again, it's the lamest thing. These are events that are designed to benefit women, to make it like a Roman Coliseum type of thing, where women get to hold out their thumb and thumb you up or thumbs you down at their discretion, and you get to just be at their whim. And mostly they're going to thumbs you down because women actually think they're above men, and men should not subject themselves to this. Leave them out there to their own devices, go your own way and do your own thing. That's what we see happening both here and in China. And so, for men's mind state cultural review lesson of the day, it's clear. Men win when men stand on their standards, when men do not perform for women, where men maintain masculine frame and they move according to what your purpose is, and not allow yourself to be drawn into these games of, again, trying to perform for women. That's the worst thing you can do. Stop it. As she said, stop it. That's what men need to stop. You need to stop trying to perform for women, and you need to be uh, the man that you're destined to be, so that you can draw to yourself those things which you desire and need out of life. On your Boss Cheat 2007 for Men's Mind State and Cultural Reviews. We're going to get out of here on this. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Definitely like, subscribe, and notification bell. But also, some videos ought to be popping up right about now. I'd love it if you would click another video, watch a couple of 3 in a row so it puts the videos into your algorithm, since YouTube doesn't really send videos to notifications anymore. Your Boss 2007. I'm out. Peace.